Hey friends, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 4 simple habits that I use in my life to focus and to get things done. Now I find that these habits help me in reclaiming my time and to be able to help alleviate any unnecessary stress and anxiety that comes about from them. And if you're like me and you're looking for ways to be able to find some healthy habits and strategies to be able to create a meaningful life and career path, then hopefully these will be useful to you as well. Habit number 1, turn off all notifications. Now, technology is great, but it does have a negative aspect to it as well. It draws a lot of our time away from it just by means of its use. And one thing that I learned from Tim Ferriss in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, is that essentially we are too connected and too available. And there is always someone or something that is trying to get our attention. Now, from a technology point of view, this could be things such as spam emails, work emails themselves, and even any form of communication, text messages. Of course, there's social media posts and all the other various things. The concern that I find is that these notifications are coming to you, and most often they're looking at you straight in the face. So the tip that I give to everybody is, as I said, turn off the notifications and reclaim your time. And by doing that, you're able to only go and look for the content whenever it is you want. Additionally, turning off those notifications takes away those annoying chimes and banners that you see on your screens or mobile devices. And I'm not sure about you all, but I do know that there is this negative psychological aspect that I get whenever these notifications start coming and buzzing at me. So to that end, go right now, turn off the notifications, and regain some of your sanity. Plus, there's something nice about not seeing that uncounted count on your apps, whether that be emails or other social media apps. Talk about annoying and freeing at the same time to no longer have to look at those. And this leads us to habit number 2, focus mode. Now your time is precious and it should be treated that way. Now Cal Newport talks about this notion of intentional focus time in his book, Deep Work. Now I will go into specifics in another video, but essentially what we want to do is we want to dedicate a certain block of time for a critical task, and only for that from start to finish, rather than jumping around from various things. However, life, people, and technology will always find a way to be able to try to take away from that focus time. Now this is where we can use technology to be able to assist us in terms of filtering out those items that we don't need during our dedicated focus time. Now I'm not going to go into the technical specifics on how you do it because we all have different platforms that we're on, but essentially I'm going to give you a clue into the areas that I find useful for being able to separate my time. And in my workflow and daily life, the key focus periods that I use are creative time, where I use that obviously for time-intensive focus sessions to be able to create for projects, whether that's content or architectural related. My life focus, so this is essentially my personal time for keeping away from any sort of work. The well-being period, this is what I use for time that I take away, whether for my mental and physical happiness. So this can be exercising, reading, meditation periods, and my final one is my shut-eye time. And I use this for my daily power naps, or whenever I can slip them in to be able to recharge, and additionally for the end of the night and going to bed. And now that we have our focus mode taken care of, the next thing to go into is habit number 3. Minimize our smartphone to essential items only. Now I took inspiration from Alex Perri on his minimal iPhone setup in 2022. I didn't go into the stylistic depths that Alex did in his tutorial, but what I did abstract from it is this notion of digital minimalism to be able to produce a higher level of productivity and focus for myself. And this is what it distills down to. Even though the phones have the opportunity for multiple screens, I highly recommend you hide those screens and basically keep it to one essential that just has all the core programs and platforms that you're going to be using. Essentially, hide everything beyond the front screen, and everything else can be searched for and brought up whenever needed. And out of those non-essentials, I highly recommend putting things like social media apps, games, and anything else that you find as a daily distraction that just basically causes that scrolling effect. Now in my case, I have 3 messaging programs that are in my main, so that's my means of communication with others. So I've got my call, my messaging, and WhatsApp for people who are long distance. And for a minimalist approach to allow some empty space on my screen, I like to keep this down to about 8 apps. Now in my case, the other apps are a digital wallet, a weather app, my clock, photo app, a web browser, basic notes app, my Notion app for all my productivity, and one folder that houses all the critical apps that I use to run my business. Now by removing the easy access I had to the non-essential essential apps, I've inconvenienced myself in a way to where now I no longer go into them. And this has saved me countless time of just endless scrolling and just skipping away from the work and that needs to be done at that time. And additionally, it has just given me a great peace of mind. And finally, this leads me into habit number 4. Put away the distractions. And essentially this one is short and sweet. Put that mobile device away. You can leave it in a drawer, a bag, in another room even. There's a liberating experience we get just from detachment. No wonder we all enjoy when we travel abroad and we're no longer bound to that device. It is challenging at first, but I do highly recommend you give it a shot and escape the grip of technology and just enjoy your time. It will always be there whenever you need it. Alright, now that's our 4 simple habits to be able to focus and get things done. I hope you all enjoyed it and find the content useful. Anyway, if you want to see more content like this, check out here to see our latest video. And until next time, stay safe, stay curious. Cheers.